Hi, it's Dane. I've got a new rule for you I'd like you to consider that will dramatically change your life and change your results. I want to talk to you today about punishing yourself. And one of the things we do with our mistaken identity is we punish ourselves and give ourselves a hard time way too much. In my book, Mistaken Identity, I explain to you why you're mistaken about how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, your own self-worth, whether you're good enough. I think you're mistaken about who you really are. I think you're mistaken about your potential. I think you're mistaken about some of the things that you believe, and I think you're definitely mistaken about how you treat yourself, probably because of where you came from that's causing you problems in your life today. So let's talk about a rule that can really set you free. And one of the rules that a lot of you adopted and inherited was this idea of punishing yourself. So when you were young and you didn't get things right, your parents told you to do this or do that, or don't do that, don't do this. You went to school and there was rules you were supposed to follow. If you went to church, there was rules you're supposed to follow. And if you didn't follow the rules, you didn't get praised a lot. Generally, you got punished. That punishment showed up in criticism, teasing, maybe pointing you out, embarrassing you. In my case, I would get hit. Some people really got punished severely when they were young children, and so we grew up with this notion: if we didn't get things right, we would get punished. And so, of course, naturally, you build up a fear of getting things right, a fear of failing, a fear of not conforming, a fear of what are people going to think if I do something that's kind of outside of the norm. And so you've just learned to punish yourself. And I think the new rule, this rule is what a rule that you should follow and adhere to, because you do that all the time. You follow all kinds of rules, but I think one of the most important rules that you should adopt and follow and adhere to strictly is stop punishing yourself. In fact, you have no right to punish yourself, because when you punish yourself, you're actually punishing others. I was talking to somebody yesterday in an interview, and we were talking about habits, and she brought up the idea of coping mechanisms. We turn to food and alcohol and porn and all kinds of different methods. They call them coping mechanisms. I said, actually, I don't think they're coping mechanisms. I think they're punishing mechanisms. We've been taught to punish ourselves, and we should make up a new rule that we no longer punish ourselves. Because what you do is you've learned to be hard on yourself, you turn on yourself, and you punish yourself. And that's actually punishing others, because when you punish yourself, you don't show up as your best self. You're not feeling really good, therefore you're not going to really do good, you're not going to really say good, and you're punishing others or punishing yourself. You hurting yourself is actually hurting others, and that's not good. So I think you should adopt a new rule that from now on, I am no longer going to punish myself. Now you're going to have to catch yourself doing that. And like all rules, you're going to have to remind yourself of it, and you're going to have to tell yourself you're not going to do it anymore. And when you don't follow this new rule, don't punish yourself that you still punish yourself. It's a habit. It was taught to you. You learn to do it. You do it automatically. Well, let's follow a new rule. I think this rule literally might save your life. Thank you.